Alrighty y'all, welcome back to yet another video. So today is going to be a super exciting mod for the Yamaha R9, and we're going to be changing out the exhaust system. So as you guys know, the stock exhaust system on this bike sounds absolutely horrendous, pretty much sounds like a lawnmower. And it's because of this design being very compact and a super short pipe coming out from the bottom. And today we're gonna be changing that out for a full system exhaust from the brand Dominator. And this is your GP3 exhaust system. It's actually quite affordable, coming in around $500 to $600 for a full system. It's not any fancy material though. It's stainless steel, not, titanium or anything like that. And supposedly this thing sounds incredible. It's one of the best sounding exhausts for the R9. So yeah, this is the Dominator GP3. They have various versions of exhaust for this bike as well. I'll leave a link in the description below for their website if you guys want to see what it's all about. But in the kit, you have the muffler, so to speak, which this is a resonator, and it's a real resonator because when you look inside, there's actually like a honeycomb design in there. And then this is the tip at the end, which is fully hollow. And then you have 3 headers here, which are also completely hollow. And what's nice is on this middle section, it's color coded with a black dot, red dot, blue dot. And that is how you line up the headers, so you know which one goes into where. As you can see, there's a little dot down here, dot over there, along with an accessories kit, which has a couple brackets, screws, and springs. And then this is an O2 sensor extension cable. It should be pretty straightforward. It's just a couple parts here. The only difficult part is trying to remove the original system because it's in a really weird position. You do have to remove most of the body panels and the fairings, and potentially even get rid of the radiator, which is what I've heard. And also there's not really any instructions or tutorials out there for this specific exhaust. So we are gonna just try to figure it out today. We're gonna take off all these body panels, kind of take a look at it and see if we can get away with just leaving the radiator in place. Alrighty, so this is what it's looking like. We took off both sides of the fairings. It's pretty straightforward, just a couple of bolts. There are 2 little pushed pins or push tabs on the inside and another one down here in the middle section. Now on the passenger side of the bike, you do have this little hose you have to disconnect from the fairing. Then on this side, pretty much the same deal, pretty straightforward. So we got rid of the lower and middle section of the fairing kit, and now we can see the exhaust pipe right over here. Your header bolts are right over here. If you look real carefully, you can see the headers connected to the engine right here. 3 headers. And then as the exhaust moves down the bike, there's 1 bracket right here that is connected to, and that's pretty much it. So it's actually pretty simple and straightforward. The only problem is the clearance with the front end. All right, let's do this O2 sensor first. Oh, that came out pretty easily. So I'm gonna just take this out, go counterclockwise, and there's the O2 sensor. I'm gonna twist it back and kind of just tuck it away for the time being. So now let's see if we can reach the bolts for the headers. All right, let's see if we can get this exhaust out of here. I got like 12 mil on an extension. I'm gonna just try to reach under here and get out what I can. Oh, these aren't even tight, my goodness. Okay, I can still reach it with the rad in the way, just at a slight angle here. All right, I'm just cracking them loose for the time being, just to see what I can and can't access. All right, so far I'm able to reach pretty much all the bolts without having to remove the radiator. Alrighty, so all the bolts are out for the headers. It's still pretty much clamped in there. I'm gonna come on this side and start removing the rest of the bolts on the bottom. Pretty long bolt, I gotta say. Alrighty, so I missed 1 bolt, which is right under where your kickstand is, behind this sensor. It's just right over here. And that's the last bolt you have to take out, and this whole entire exhaust should come down. All right, let's loosen that up. I'm gonna just put it aside. All right, as I'm loosening up this bolt, I can see the exhaust wanting to fall down, so I'm gonna try to support it with my hand. Oh, there we go. Alrighty, so we took out the old exhaust, pretty straightforward. Just 1 bolt here, 1 bolt over here, and then the header bolts, which is just basically on these little clamps. And that is pretty much it, just a couple bolts. Now this fell out, which is a copper gasket, which this one goes back on the header, like the engine holes over here. So the one back there fell out, so I'm gonna go ahead and put this back in. So I got the new exhaust set up right here. I put the pipes into the mid pipe just for now. I didn't tighten anything, made sure it's in the right area. Now that we know which one goes where, I'm gonna individually attach them. So this one goes all the way on the left side here. All right, second pipe going in. And last but not least, we got our last and final pipe. Gonna make sure that gasket stays in place. So I'll just put it onto here as I put it up. Alrighty, so now that we have the 3 pipes in, they're just very loose. Just kind of tack them in place for now. Let's get our mid pipe here and connect it to the corresponding color code. So it goes in kind of like a triangle, like so. All right, so now that's pretty much attached. We haven't tightened anything just yet. Let's now move on to the tailpipe. Now this is where you have to use the included bracket from the kit, orient it in this sort of manner, like so, and that's how you attach it to the bike, something like that. So before we put this on, I'm gonna go ahead and start tightening up the headers. That way I can have a bit more of an idea of exactly where this fitment goes. So we're gonna put this aside. Let's tighten up all the bolts, put the springs on, and then get back to this part. Alrighty, so we have everything bolted up. We have the tailpipe right here. It is a little too close to my comfort where it gets really close to the frame here. I did try to adjust it. A little bit of a flex, and then a little tiny gap here where your brake lever is. At first, it was basically touching this, so I had to push it over. Then when I pushed it over, it started touching this. So a very tight fitment. And essentially the way this goes in is that bracket, as you saw earlier, connects to the tailpipe, and then the other end goes to the back side of here. On this side, you can see that bracket coming across, and it bolts in right here. You just want to take this one bolt out, sandwich this bracket in here, and tighten it down. You don't want to take it all the way out, like the actual bolt inside in the middle, because that's connected to your suspension. You don't want to throw that off. You want to also go ahead and throw on the springs right over here, connecting the tailpipe to the mid pipe. And on the header side, same exact thing. There's a spring here and 2 more springs on the other side. So this O2 sensor is clearly too short to make it to the other side of the exhaust. But that is why we have an extension that was included in the kit. So let's see if we can disconnect this. There's a little tab. All right, there we go. Got the connection disconnected. Get our new cable. We're gonna go ahead and just plug that sucker in here. All right, nice and snug. And basically the other end connects to the original cable here. Make sure you line it up to the right tabs. All right, that's nice and connected. Now this is also a heat shrink, so you can go ahead and heat this up and it'll basically seal it, so it's gonna be waterproof. I'm gonna do that later. I'm gonna go ahead and cut the zip ties here that are holding in this cable. Oh, you can actually undo them. Never mind, if you just put your little tip here and pull that tab up, you can actually release these, so you can reuse them. You don't have to cut them actually. Now what's interesting is that there's actually 2 sensor holes, even though we have 1. There's an upstream and a downstream. The downstream seems to have like almost like a catalytic converter sort of tip on here, basically like a exhaust bypass sensor. I'm not exactly sure which one this goes into. I'm just assuming that it go into the top one. For now, if I have a check engine light, I would have to switch it to the other side. Yeah, it is kind of getting twisted up, so maybe it's a good idea to keep the other end disconnected until you straighten this out, then plug it in. Alrighty, the exhaust is finally complete. We just have to put the body panels back on, but let me just give you a quick rundown of everything that we did. Oh, I forgot this thing right here. We have to connect that still. The O2 sensor, we have the extension plugged in right here. I still reused the same zip ties. I added another zip tie here. So this is the extension cable, and I tucked it through this piece of plastic, coming out right over here and going all the way across the center portion. And then on the other side, it comes out, goes through the middle portion, and I tucked the connection where the original O2 sensor is and the new extension into one. And I just kind of tucked it like this behind the fairing. I will have to zip tie this so it won't flop around. And I used these clips down here, the cable management clips that were already on the bike, and into the O2 sensor hole. Now, yet again, I don't exactly know what the second one is for. This is the downstream one, but it looks like there's like a mini cat in here. So maybe I just leave it bare. I'm not too sure if I need to plug anything into this, but I'll just leave it as is. But so far so good. I think we are ready to start this thing up and see what it sounds like. And after we confirm that everything's working, no check engine light. I mean, maybe check engine light because we're technically doing a cat delete here without a tune. And then let's see how it sounds, and then we can put everything back on. So this is the first ride with the new exhaust system, and my goodness, does this thing sound incredible. It's not overly loud. I mean, I haven't really brought the RPMs too high just yet, but just right off the bat, going through the neighborhoods, whoo, this thing really is alive now. It has a bit of a whiny noise to it, which is what I like. I remember my R7 had a bit of like a grunty deep tone, which that was, you know, good too, but I feel like for a sports bike, it should have a bit more of a higher pitch, kind of like what this sounds like right now. Woo! Yeah, this thing sounds proper. I gotta say, it's not super loud. It's a little quieter than I was expecting. For some reason, I expected it to be like screaming loud, like ridiculously loud, because that's what it sounds like in a lot of videos that I've seen. But I think it's mainly because this exhaust has a resonator on it, so that kind of does, you know, make it a little bit quiet. There's some restriction there. Haven't really heard any pops or bangs. I think for that, you would have to get the exhaust really, really hot. On top of that, this bike is still stock. It's not tuned. And there's no check engine light, which is good. When you're just idling, you can kind of hear the sort of I like it though. I don't think the bike really changed much in terms of how it feels. I mean, we're not really saving that much weight because the stock system was pretty light to start with. We do get a little bit of increased flow, which should, you know, theoretically add more power. Oh my gosh, what's going on with all this dust here? The bike is still stock, it is not tuned, so we shouldn't really, so we're not really taking advantage of the horsepower gains. Woo! We got some pops there. Alright, as the bike's warming up, I think the pops are starting to show. But also, there's a lot of gas smell. I can really smell the emissions right now. Woo! Woo! Oh my god! Yo, when you get the RPMs up and you shift at a high RPM, it goes bah! I remember one of the YouTubers out there, I forgot his name, I think it's Nacho or something, that has an R9, and he has the same exact exhaust, and every time he shifts or upshifts, it makes it loud pop noise. And that's one of the characteristics of this specific exhaust. It just does that, which is super cool without a tune either. But yeah, overall, I'm really satisfied with this new exhaust. I do think it could be a little louder in terms of volume. I do like the tone of it. I do like the little pops and bangs that it has just stock. And especially the price point. Like, this exhaust is really affordable. It's like $500 to $600 for a full system. Usually full systems cost anywhere from like $1,000 to like $1,500. But anyways, y'all, hope you enjoyed this video, and hopefully this installation was pretty straightforward so you can follow it for yourself. And with that being said, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.